Hello guys, welcome back to another episode with us, the Review Bros. And if it is your first time here, do us a massive favour, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get more notifications of all the reviews we're going to be doing in the future. And I can tell you there is a lot coming. Today's episode is JP, or Jordan Peters, Prepare. And now I know this is a hyped one, so we're going to break it down as we always do into all its elements. Is it worth your hard-earned cash?
That moves us nicely into our taste segment. It comes in pineapple upside down cake, which we've got here, and
passion fruit lemonade. So, both sound quite nice, not too sweet or anything along those lines.
Straight away you'll see it's a bit clumpy. That would be because of the glycerol that's in this. Obviously, it pulls water in. So that's why it's gone a bit funny.
Yeah, nothing to be concerned about. Whenever these glycerol products hit liquid, they're
instantly fixed.
Yeah. One scoop only. Obviously we're doing this as consistent as possible with other pre-workouts. Looks like it's done a reasonable job. I don't know if you guys can see that. It actually looks like milk.
Oh, is it? And also with glycerol type supplements, it does have a bit of a chalky taste, doesn't it? So yeah, we're expecting to have the same thing here.
We have rolled with this a couple of times in the past.
Yeah.
But as we say, we're going to pretend it's our first time.
Not bad.
Doesn't really taste like anything, really.
No, it's quite weak tasting.
I think they've gone down the lines of not trying to overflavour something just in case it disappeals to everyone, or whatever the word may be. But yeah, this is just an easy going, nice tasting, bit chalky, as exactly you said. I'd be happy to give it a 3 out of 5. Or 3.5.
I was thinking 3.5. So
yeah, I'm happy with 3.5. No, I'm happy with 3.5.
Sweet. Yeah, mixability's fine as well, isn't it? Considering it's got all the glycerol and whatnot in there.
It's doesn't taste like a lot, guys, but
it's a pre-workout. You just get it down, yeah.
Exactly.
Moving into the price segment of this premium product, because it is. So off the official website, it's actually $49.99 or $60.70. So it's definitely on the upper echelon of pricings, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We was actually lucky enough to be handed this by JP himself at Body Power, so a massive thank you to him. It, as Craig's put it, a premium product for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
We'll move more into that later on. We're going to put it into the pricing scores that we normally do. So yes, at that price, it actually does work out expensive. It's £1.66 a go for us UK guys, and in dollars, it's $2.02. So definitely more expensive than your average. And in fact, unfortunately, that does mean it does fall into a 2 out of 5 in our consistent pricing scale.
So a bit below average on the price front.
But there is an audience for it, We'll move into the effects. Is it worth that money?
Let's find out here today. This summer.
Okay, so ingredients and panel time. We're going to pop it up on the screen for you just now. It will cut out, so do have a quick read of it, and we're going to obviously keep explaining these ingredients during the training footage that we've done differently today. So do give us a comment afterwards if you like seeing a bit of training footage rather than just watching us talk about ingredients. So Craig's going to roll through and we'll start at the top.
Alright, so it's a 30 serving tub. Each scoop is 18 grams. It's just the one scoop. There is no halving or going to unless you really want to. So the first thing we got here is potassium at 25 milligrams.
Yeah, just a bit of a contraction sort of nutrient, so nothing too exciting, but nonetheless good to have.
Awesome. And then the first actual matrix is the cell swelling stack. First up is citrulline at 6 grams.
Yeah, nice dose. We are presuming that is L-citrulline, not citrulline malate. Again, like I say, a very nice pump inducer with the nitric oxide boosting levels in the bloodstream, which is a pump ingredient you'll see in pre-workouts everywhere. So yeah, nice levels. Even if it was citrulline malate, then it's still a good dose. So, let's see how that rolls on.
Lovely jubbly. Next up is Hydromax, which is the painted version of glycerol, and it's yielding 65% glycerol at 5 grams.
That is a huge dose, guys. You know, we normally see glycerol as sort of 2 to 3 grams. With it being a patented version, it's a more expensive version. Uptake's supposed to be improved. So, yeah, honestly, guys, you are the only downside to having that much is you will have to take in a lot of water to utilise that. Simple as that. That's obviously, guys, when you open this tub and you get that sort of clumps and lumps in your pre-workout, that's glycerol normally. So we are expecting that in the tub. But yeah, great dose. It's going to be a powerful pump ingredient.
Next up is taurine at 1.5 grams.
Jack of all trades, you know, energy, nootropic, but brain boosting functions. You know, it's nice to see it in there, and that's a good dose as well. So, yeah, I like that.
Also blood flow and whatnot, that's why it's been whacked in the cell swelling stackage. Next up is nitrosogene at 1.5 grams.
Very nice, very nice. So it's a patented version of arginine. It's got the silicate to help deliver it in the bloodstream. A lot of studies showed that arginine on its own just is very quickly dissipating in the bloodstream, so it doesn't last around long. But with the silicate, it'll help it last longer. So again, more pump. It's going to be very pumpy, this one.
Next up is Citria at 200 milligrams.
Never seen this ingredient before, so we did have to rack the archives on studies and whatnot. It's been shown to really help muscle boosting, so help muscle growth. It's been shown to help with protein synthesis, as well as raising growth hormone levels in the bloodstream. So there is a mixture of studies, some inconclusive, but they are all alluding to those sort of factors.
Awesome, and that's another patented ingredient, so again, another expensive one. And that does wrap up the cell swelling stack, so that moves us nicely into the mental focus stack. First up is L-tyrosine at 1.5 grams.
Yeah, we always like that. That's a nice dose. Yeah, brain boosting, basically, like a nootropic. It's going to get you in the zone, focused, tunnel vision, ready to kill the session.
Awesome. And then on top of that we have alpha size, which again another patented ingredient of alpha GPC 300 milligrams. However, it's only yielding 150 milligrams.
Yeah, we like that. We've always had good results with alpha GPC, very similar to L-tyrosine. It boosts brain level, brain focus, brain function. As Craig mentioned, 150 yielding. It is on the lower side. It is an expensive ingredient with it being the patented version. We have seen them go up to 600 milligrams with a yield of 300. So bear that in mind. It is lower than an average.
Lovely. And then we have caffeine at 250 milligrams next.
Yeah, you know, not the highest of doses, but also probably enough to give you a kick. That's a main stimulant. You'll see that in virtually any stim pre-workout you get. Normally we see 300 plus, but again 250, like I say, it should give you something.
Awesome. Finishing off the list is Huperzine A at 200 micrograms.
Brain function's been shown to improve Alzheimer's patients, which is random, you may say, but that obviously again alludes to the fact that it's going to help with mental function, memory, you know, all of those side effects. So it is very much a pumping pre-workout by the looks of the label, and the focus elements should be very good as well, because there's quite a few ingredients. The downside to the label, if it's true, we'll let you know in the effects section, would have to be the energy side. The only stimulant in there is the caffeine.
And like Aaron said, that does wrap up the label, so now we're just going to move into how we actually felt it in the gym.
Okay guys, we're going to now move into the effects with the JP Prepare. So we'll start off, obviously guys, very obvious, there's no beta-alanine, so you don't get those beta tingles. So it is a more difficult pre-workout to tell when it actually kicks in.
Yeah.
What I'd say is just literally do it half hour and then start training. That gives the all the ingredients in there time to digest and get the pump on. You know, be drinking some water perhaps through that kicking stage, because that glycerol will need the water load. It will help with the pumps. So yeah, obviously we've got training, as you guys have seen. You know, the pumps, noticeably were absolutely amazing on this stuff.
Contractions as well, like really painful training, like to the point where your arms are on fire.
Like to the point where I'd say, I'll start off quickly by saying that if this was a pump only formula, it would definitely be getting a 5 out of 5. And in fact it does beat a hell of a lot of pump only formulas we've had.
Yeah.
So that should in turn attest to how good its pumps really are. They really are, I'd say, the
selling point.
Yeah, the flagship of this pre-workout, the pumps.
However, because they've advertised it as a pre-workout, a stim pre-workout, and made the claim of extreme energy, we do actually have to address that and include that in our assessment. So straight away, we have to say that caffeine at 250 just isn't enough to be classed as extreme energy.
No, not at all. And guys, you probably know that already. It's one of the more mature pre-workouts. You know, it is for a professional bodybuilder slash athlete. But yeah, for stim junkies, this absolutely will not cut it. I'll be honest, there's more energy in things such as C4 grenade and the like, you know, the sort of basic beginning pre-workouts. And that, to be fair, is the aim from JP himself.
Yeah, he's not trying to make a blow your head off stim pre-workout, and I'm sure if he wanted to, he could easily do that. So it does achieve the two things that it's after, which is focus and pump.
Yeah.
So what would you score the 3 elements on?
So we've said pumps were 5 out of 5. Focus was also very, very good. We have had slightly better, so that's the only reason we're going to be scoring that at 4.5 out of 5. So it is good. And then the energy would probably be the very average. It would be 2.5. So that gives us obviously a rounded score, roughly, of 4 out of 5. For the reasons mentioned.
Also, I was just going to state, it's also worth mentioning, because of the nature of this pre-workout, there aren't any downsides to it. So you're not going to be kept up at night, you're not going to be having jitters, cold sweats, lack of concentration from where you're so stimmed off your face. None of those nasty things are going to come about.
No, it's one of those ones that gets you in the zone. I'd also like to say, with 4 patented ingredients, you know, it is, to be fair to him, it is an expensive label to make.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a cheap label and he's racking 50 quid out of you. It is actually productive and expensive to make. And guys, also, while I'm at that point, if this, you often pay 30, 40, 50 quid for a 40/20 serving thing. So although whilst, yes, it is 50 quid and that psychologically sounds like a hell of a lot, especially when you compare it to others, that is for 30 servings. If Jordan was to make a 20 serving tub and sell it for 30 quid or 35 quid, a lot more people would psychologically buy that because it just sounds better, doesn't it? It sounds cheaper.
Yeah, but you'd obviously just run through the tub quicker and be buying it again like a couple of weeks later. And on that same note, it's worth noting as well that we've been told we've actually looked ourselves, and you can pick this up for £40 from certain places online.
Yeah,
right?
do have a look around. Obviously, we do, for the sake of consistency, have to run with the manufacturer's website. So that the reason being is $49.99. You know, the way we actually liken this pre-workout is a Ferrari / a Skoda. You know, you're paying more for a Ferrari, but in the end of the day, it's still going to get you from A to B. It's just going to be a better way of doing it, isn't it? So the only thing is, a lot of people can't afford a Ferrari. So you've got to determine whether this is worth it for you. You know, there is no denying that £50 is a lot of money for a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even, you know, I personally wouldn't pay that sort of money for a pre-workout. It's just, I'd rather pay 50 quid on food.
And this is a month's supply if you do it daily, which I don't think many people will, so it'll probably end up lasting you 6 weeks. So you're going to be looking at paying 50 quid every 6 weeks, aren't you, if you're going to continue to use this?
And I'll give you a couple of quick examples of what I mentioned. For example, MV Pre 2.0 is 20 servings. That's like 35 quid, 40 quid, isn't it, guys? Alpha Lion, Komodo Pump being others. So the price aspect, if you really were to delve into it, it's not too bad.
Yeah, which is why it gets a respectable score on our scale.
Obviously, we have mentioned that it is £1.66 go, whereas products such as that MV Pre, they're actually more expensive per serving. So you just have to determine, like I've already said. But yeah, pumps are the flagship, and for that we give this pre-workout an overall score of 4 out of 5.
time to wrap up the scores in final verdict. So first up was taste.
Yeah, taste was good. You know, it had a chalky consistency, but that's all that glycerol, Hydromax. We gave that a 3.5 out of 5. You know, it's absolutely doable. It's not got a strong taste to it.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it was a 3.5. We've had a lot worse out there.
Oh yeah, it's just nothing to write home about, but it is doable, definitely. And we like the fact there's no artificial colouring, so that shows that it is a serious grown-up pre-workout. Next up,
moving into the price of the product, guys. It's a premium product. We like to think that the effects sort of mar up to the fact it got a 2 out of 5. So do check that section. It also kind of briefs the fact that a lot of pre-workouts per serving are more, but the price of the product initially is less. So psychologically, people are assuming that means it's cheaper to get other products. Look at that section. It's all lowered. Advise
marketing tactics.
Yeah. And that moves us into the most important part of the review, the effects, and that, to be fair to it, was its highest score. It got a 4 out of 5 because focus and pumps were really, really good. Energy was its only downside. It would be a 5 out of 5 if it were advertised as pump only formula.
Yeah, so those the effects section basically means that what this is for bodybuilders. I wouldn't say it's for powerlifters or strongmen because of the excessive pump you're going to be getting, but it is good for people who want to put on size, take their training seriously, won't get their appetite suppressed, all that good stuff. So what does that tally it all up as?
That tallies it all up as a 9.5 out of 15. Obviously, as we always say, use your discretion in different areas. We do like to think that we've summed it all up as best as we can. So therefore you can pinpoint exactly what you're going to need and want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, we hope you enjoyed the new style where we matched up the training on the pre-workout with the ingredients. Let us know in the comments below. We do really try and reply, and we love them all.
We just try to keep you engaged through the whole review. We wanted to show a bit of the effects physically in the gym, so something a bit different. So yeah, like Aaron said, let us know what you think.
And guys, do give us a thumbs up if you can, and do subscribe if you can. You know, it does honestly mean the world to us. We have so many more reviews lined up behind us, let alone what is in the post already to us. Thanks for watching along, guys. As always,
stay
stimmed or pumped.